The dream that didn't end, psychosis and the subconscious mind. When I look back at the moments I called psychosis, it does not always feel like I was broken. It feels more like I was dreaming while awake. Not a nightmare, not a fantasy, but something in between. A state where everything meant more than it should, where colors vibrated louder and symbols whispered from behind the veil. Just like in a dream, I believed I was being shown something. A message, a warning, a lesson, a path, a prophecy. But unlike a dream, I did not wake up the next morning in my own bed. I stayed in that state for days, sometimes weeks. We usually accept dreams as natural. At night, the subconscious stretches its limbs and plays. It shows us fears, hopes, regrets, and desires through metaphor. A locked door becomes a memory we are avoiding. A flood becomes grief. A flying dream becomes the longing to be free. Dreams are deeply emotional, but irrational. And yet, we do not question them. We just wake up and move on. Psychosis feels like being caught in a dream without the luxury of waking. Logic becomes slippery. Boundaries blur. Emotions roar. Messages seem to come from radios, strangers, the sky, or God. I once believed a street lamp blinked in Morse code just for me. And in that moment, it was real. But unlike dreams, psychosis can be dangerous. You might act on what you see or hear. You might trust a voice that feels divine, but is really just a fear-given form. You might walk into traffic because you think the cars are part of a test, or step into someone's house thinking it is yours. It is not always beautiful. Sometimes, it is terrifying. But still, it is a state where the deep mind speaks. Dreams and psychosis speak the same symbolic language. They use metaphor, emotion, intuition, and archetype. Both draw from the deep well of the subconscious. They unearth memories and spiritual questions. They carry fragments of trauma and transcendence. But here is the difference. Dreams are nighttime visitors. They pass. Psychosis is a storm you have to survive. Dreams are safe because they are sealed in sleep. Psychosis is not. It breaks into daylight, into jobs, relationships, courtrooms, and hospitals. Some traditions say that dreams are messages from the soul, that they connect us to guides, ancestors, or the divine. What if psychosis, too, is sometimes a message but scrambled? A spiritual emergency misunderstood as madness? Or a truth too large to hold in ordinary consciousness? Maybe the difference is not black and white. Maybe there is a spectrum that includes dreams, lucid dreams, visions, channeling, and psychosis. And maybe what we call madness is sometimes just a dream that forgot its boundaries. Now, I do not ignore either state. If I have a strange dream, I write it down. If I feel the edge of another episode coming, I pause. I ground myself. I ask, is there something this state is trying to show me? And I listen, not blindly, not obediently, but with curiosity, with caution, with reverence, because maybe our subconscious is not just chaos. Maybe it is a mirror, or a teacher, or a cracked open door between worlds. Psychosis is not just like dreaming. It is heavier. It can be dangerous. It needs support, safety, often medication, and often protection. But maybe the mistake is pretending it is only illness. Maybe it is also a vision with no map, a dream too awake to sleep through, a message that still needs translating. And maybe, just maybe, when we stop calling it madness alone, we can start hearing what it has been trying to say.